On the weekend, I was talking to one of my friends. We are at a social event, and she was telling me about a neighbor that she's gotten quite close to. But she feels that I don't want to say taken advantage. She just feels that there's always this talk about getting together and it never materializes. And I said, then why are you putting that time aside for this person in hopes that you're going to get together? And it's something like, oh, we'll have coffee Saturday afternoon. And then she'll text her and it's like, oh, I'm off doing errands. And the next Saturday, same thing. And I said, have some value to your time and stop accepting the offer, or because there's not really an offer on the table if you're just going to throw, let's do coffee on Saturday, but not really have concrete plans. Have you ever experienced that, or do you know people that have experienced that where they kind of, oh well, you got one. They kind of throw out like, hey, I'm going to come over and fix something, or I'm going to come over and do this, and they just, nothing really comes of it.
Yeah. I have done that a couple times. Like not I've not done it to somebody else. I've had that happen to me.
Yeah, I was surprised you said you've done that. I was like, what?
No, no, no. Um, although, now wait a minute. I have no, that's not it. I've made the effort. Never mind, I've made the effort. So no. I have said, hey, let's get together. Like, so let's reverse that. I've been that other person on the side where she said, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I'm the yeah, yeah, yeah person, and I've called the other person and they're like, oh, I forgot about it. So I went out. So I've been the other side where you might say to me, Tracy, hey, let's do coffee on Saturday. Okay. And then on Saturday comes, I'll call you and you're the one who's busy. And then so it's like I've been a hollow invitation. Like to me, I call it, oh,
Hollow,
she's
hollow invitation.
hollow,
That's a good way of saying it.
hollow invitation. Like she's just saying it to sound nice, but she didn't mean it. And so we might see each other again, and the same thing happens. And I'm on the other side again. So I call back on Saturday and they're like, no, I forgot about it. So third time they say it to me, and I'm like, okay, what time? Right there, right in front of them. What time? Well, I don't know. I said, okay, then you call me and let me know when. And if that person never calls me, I've never reached out to them on it. Like it's like at that time. So yes, I've been on the other side, but the invitation was hollow. And then I have been the one also like, hey, let's get together. And I call and that person's not available, just like your friend. I give it a couple times and then I drop it like a hot potato. Hot potato. I don't want to know nothing. And if that person invites me again, I ask for more specifics. Or I kind of leave the time open, but not really.
What about you, Tracy?
As you've been sitting there, I guess I've been probably on the receiving end of that, of somebody saying, "Oh, we should get together." But when anybody says to me, "We should get together," it's like that. To me, it means absolutely nothing. It's like, yeah, you're right, we should.
Because
Like
they
we're
haven't
just,
given you a
well, yeah, there's
commitment,
nothing.
like let's get
Yeah,
together next week or something.
it's
Right.
doesn't. So there's no. I'm not. There's no attachment to that sentence because there is nothing concrete to work with. If the person had said we should get together next Friday at 6 o'clock at this restaurant and have dinner together, and then they didn't show, that would be a different thing. But I think people frequently say, "Oh, we should get together." And in their minds, at the time they're saying it, they really do mean, yeah, you know what, we should really carve out some time at some point in our lives to, sit down and have a conversation. But the problem is that nobody takes it a step further.
Oh, okay. So, but if someone said to you, Tracy, we should get together on Saturday, and you went, yeah, and then would you kind of hold that Saturday in play for that
No,
person?
see, I would have done what Michelle did. I would have said Saturday, sure, what time
No,
and
but that
where?
was the third time. The third
I
time
would
she
have,
said,
I would have said it the first time.
you would have said that first time. So
Yeah.
you would have said what
I
time, and if
probably-
there was no time,
Yeah.
you would have said
Yeah, 'cause
Saturday is my
it-
day.
Yeah, it doesn't,
Yeah.
you're like, again, it's like we should get together. Oh, let's have coffee on Saturday. Well, what Saturday? What time? Where? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, there's
We can
too
pick
many.
even if we pick a time and we don't have a where, like I've done that.
Yeah.
Where they're like, oh, okay, like they're kind of caught off guard, and then it's like, well, how about 10 o'clock Saturday morning? Okay, do you have a favorite place? No. All right, let me look around at some places, and then I'll send them some, because maybe we find a new place or do something different together. But I think if we commit to a time, that sets a totally different tone than we should.
Right.
You have
Well,
to, you have to own the expectations.
Yeah.
Right? You have to own your own expectations of what really is it that you want to have happen, and to loosely say a day or yeah, we should do this. There's zero expectation in that, because nothing is going to be followed through unless the person says, let's get together on Saturday at, Jay's coffee shop at 2 p.m. Then it's like,
Exactly.
okay, that's a date, right? It's a date.
so
Yeah.
my advice to her was that, you shouldn't be holding your time for her because there's no commitment. But I also said, oh, that was pretty crappy of her. So you're telling me it wasn't necessarily crappy of her because because you're not committing to a time, maybe there's no intention. So you can't really get mad at the other woman.
No, I would still
Because
feel
I was right in there
still-
going, oh, what? Is that what she did to you?
Yeah.
I would still feel
I'm joking.
hurt or feel annoyed or feel, I don't know if disrespected is the right word, but I agree. I would have tried it for a couple times and then just dropped it. Or maybe her approach should have been, maybe, and again, I'm not picking on your friend at all. Hey, you want to get together for coffee on Saturday? Like Tracy said, and the woman said, yeah. She should have said, how's 1 o'clock sound? Like pinpoint her right then and there. Like, pick the time. And if the woman's like, I'll have to get back to you, then she would have known, yep, it's not happening. I'm gonna walk away.
But even then, I'm not so sure. Like maybe she has to check with something, or something's going on, or whatever. I just don't think that it's necessarily that woman's fault. I think there has to be some ownership of the expectations that you set when you say something, and what is it that you're prepared to do, because the woman could simply be interpreting that as we should get together at some
Right.
point, right?
And Saturday
we
was
can't
throwing
we
out.
can't be exactly we can't be in their head, right? So it's up to me to say, this is, let's get together on Saturday at 1 o'clock at Jay's coffee shop, and I'll meet you there. Does that work for you?
Yeah.
Because
What
then
about-
I've laid it all out. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I'm saying I'm prepared to be there. This is my time that I'm laying out. I'm not just holding a Saturday aside in hopes that she's now going to reciprocate something because I've said, let's get together on Saturday.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right. No, it was the other one that said, let's get together, but he's.
Oh,
Right,
okay. But yeah, that to me
Yeah,
is
but,
again like,
but
that,
I
oh,
think
we should
it's
get
just so
together.
funny. It goes back to the core, which we always talk about, is communication. Like, so
Yeah.
the intention was, well, that sounds lovely. And if it really does sound lovely, then go the next step and make the commitment. And then it's back in that other woman's,
Right.
whether she goes, got a check, or we'll see, let
Yeah.
you know Friday.
Yep.
Yeah. And you still have control over that too. You could, if she says, I'll let you know Saturday morning, you could say, oh, that won't work for me. I need to
Right.
know by Thursday if that's all right with you.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I think it's just like you said, it's all communication. I think
Mhm.
sometimes, people are like, you're demanding, you want to know right now, or different things like that. And that's not it. It's just, are you free or not? Like, here's, no by Thursday. No, if she doesn't get to you by Thursday, I wouldn't even reach back out to her. I would just let it be.
That's
Yeah.
interesting because I see how people can get a little funny about that, right? Because she was hurt that she hasn't, committed. And on the other hand, you're going, well, if you really want to have this commitment, then throw something out for this woman to either reply to or say that doesn't work for me.
Yeah,
Right.
Interesting. Yeah.
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 So moral of
Yeah.
the story, stop the intention of other people's, stop the
Right.
stories.
Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly. And that's, I
exactly.
used to be that person. Oh, we should get together and walk away. And in my mind, I knew he really didn't want to, but I would just say it because it was being nice. And I don't even say that anymore. If I say that, then I follow it up, meaning I want to make sure I have the right contact information, or, I'm going to be down if it's somebody from like when I lived in Madison, I'll be down there in this month. Are you around? I try to put some, so they know that it's a valid thought process I'm having,
Yeah.
you know, but so what's your idea? Do you, do you say, yeah, or are you one who commits like we've talked about, like, hey, let's get together for coffee? Yeah, we should. Well, how do you interact with that? Do you follow up? Do you let somebody know, I know I said I could do coffee, but I really can't. How do you communicate with that? Put it down in the comments. Let us know. If you struggle with something like this, put that in the comments. Maybe we can help you through some of it. Don't forget, if you like this episode, hit that like button, share it with somebody who might need to get this message. And don't forget to hit subscribe and hit the notification so you know when our next episode will be out. Until then.
Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you as a regular member of our community.